Hi, my name is Paul, and as you may know by now, I'm a hypnotist and I help people with alcohol problems get sober, stay sober, and take back control of their lives. What I've got for you today is a short video which gives you a different perspective on your relationship to alcohol, and it might actually help you see things slightly differently from the normal point of view. The video's from YouTube and it's about just over 3 minutes long, and I'll be back once the video is over.
Imagine prisoners that have spent their entire lives chained deep inside a cave. They have been chained so that they cannot see behind themselves, and they are forced to stare endlessly at the cave wall in front of them. Behind them, a fire is burning, and between the prisoners and the fire is a raised walkway. Now imagine that each day, a menagerie of objects crosses the walkway. Animals, and people carrying their wares to market. Their shapes create an intricate shadow play on the wall in front of the prisoners. This is the only world that the prisoners have ever known. The shadows and the echoes of unseen objects. Now, imagine that the prisoner is released. After some time adjusting to the blinding light, the freed prisoner will begin to experience the world outside of the cave for the very first time. And it is like nothing he could have ever imagined. With his new perception of the world, the man will of course want to return to his friends to share his incredible discoveries. But the prisoners cannot recognize their old friend. He appears as all things do. His voice is a distorted echo, and his body is a grotesque shadow. They cannot understand his fantastic stories of the world outside of the cave. To them, it will never exist. This, of course, does not make the world outside of the cave any less real.
As I said, a completely different way of looking at your relationship with alcohol. Now this slide, the person in the middle there is you. You are the person from the video. You are one of those prisoners that didn't escape, and alcohol is the cave and all of the lies that it tells you, the lies that you believe when you're drinking about alcohol. And what I'm going to do in a second is just list down some of the things and go through them. And as you can tell, my typing isn't as well, my handwriting isn't as fast as I speak, but there we go. So first thing, it tells you that, you know, you get home from work and it will help you relax. Maybe the first time you had a drink it did, but from then on you have to drink more and more and more to get the same effect. Just simply not true. I've also heard that it helps people with their shyness, and again, you know, Dutch courage and all that kind of thing. First few times maybe, but you've got to drink 3, 4, 5, 6 before you get the same effect. It's all about alcohol taking over your brain and telling you that you need more and more and more to have the same effect. So helping you with shyness, it's not true. You have everything you need in there. The same as being fun. A lot of people say, oh, it makes me the life and soul of the party. It's not true. You've got that in there. Sorry, you've got that in you anyway. You're a fun person if you want to be a fun person. This one worries me. The next couple worry me as well, because a lot of people say I've got anxiety, I've got depression, and it really just helps me deal with my anxiety and depression. I'm sorry, but it doesn't. It really doesn't. The problems, your fears, your worries, everything that makes you depressed is still there when you stop drinking. When you wake up in the morning with the hangover, it's there. Same as pain. I was talking to a lady yesterday and she was saying, Paul, the reason why I drink is it helps me forget. I said, what does it help you forget? And then she went on to list all of the things that are going wrong in her life, relationships with people that have gone bad, jobs that have gone bad, troubles with family and all that kind of thing. And I said, you've been drinking now? She said, yeah. Well, how come you're able to tell me all of these things? So the alcohol has lied to you because it hasn't made you forget, because you've just gone through everything. And she went, oh, yeah, that's true. So again, telling you that it dumbs down pain and all that kind of thing is just a massive, great big lie. Alcohol lies to you. It gets a grip of you and makes you just ignore everything. So when somebody like me comes along, this is little me in the top corner there, and starts telling you that there is a way out, there is a way to set yourself free, unless you're ready, unless you've figured out the one thing that is so important to you that you have to quit, you won't. You pretend maybe you'll go through some of these things that I see in the groups. You'll take a day off and then the next day it'll be really bad and something will happen. You get a trigger or you have a craving and then you sort of cave in and you have a few more drinks and everything. Back to day one again. I've done 33 days. That is happening not because of the cravings, it's because you're the only person that can make the decision to quit. Not me, not your mum, not your friends, not something you've read, not a book, not a thing you've seen on TV, not your doctor. Doctor can give you something to motivate you. That's some bad news, unfortunately. Your liver's about to collapse or something horrible like that. Yeah, but you are the one that has to make the decision to finally do something serious about this and quit. And until you do, as my amazingly Picasso-like drawing is about to show you, you're gonna still be stuck with this ball and chain and just that's it. Okay, so we've seen the story of the prisoner and the cave, and we've seen your role in that story. How do you set yourself free? In my view, there are two things. The first thing is you need to go back in time and look for the main reason why you started to become more than a social drinker. What do I mean? Well, maybe you suffer from PTSD, maybe there was some traumatic event in your life, perhaps something happened, you lost a job, you got divorced, I don't know, it could be any reason. It could even be something that you've forgotten about from way back. And that's one of the things that I do, is I help you find what the prime mover was right at the start. Then when you found that thing, we need to de-emphasize it. We need to tell your subconscious that it's no longer helping you to use the drink to try and smother this memory. There are other ways and better ways of doing it. The second thing you need to do is you need to find that thing from, the movie City Slickers, and Curly puts his finger up and goes, you need the one thing. You really need to find that one thing that is going to motivate you to seriously become a non-drinker. Now that could be anything. You may be to see a doctor and he's giving you some bad news, unfortunately, about the state of your health. It could be that you don't want your kids to become drinkers as well and you're trying to break the cycle. It could be you've met someone who's already said, look, we can't go any further until you sort your drinking out. You might be about to lose your job. You might be trying to get a new job. It could be anything, but it needs to be important to you and nobody else. Once you've found that thing, you'll know straight away pretty much that you found it, because then you'll start to plan and do whatever you need to do, whether you need to go to rehab, whether you need to talk to your doctor, whether you can simply come and talk to somebody like me and we can sort that out for you. I don't know, but you will plan and you will find a way forward, and you'll get yourself out of this cave that we've called the prison, otherwise known as alcohol, and you'll get out the cycle of cravings and triggers and relapses and day ones and all that kind of stuff. Start thinking about your future. How does your future look to you? Start dreaming about it. Start doodling. Doodling is a great way for you to figure out what you want to do, where you want to be. Quitting drinking is just the start. It's not a be-all and end-all. It's simply the prime mover for you to move forward and make more of yourself and more of your life. I really hope this has helped you. And if you'd like to get in touch, you can find me on Facebook, Paul Wilson Hypnotist. If you're on my page now, just send me a PM or comment and I'll get in touch. If it's not me, find somebody else. It's about time now to get out of this cycle and set yourself free. Thank you.